formalmente, luego de haber tenido esta antesala al inicio del Seminario de Diseño, Basado y Desempeño, and welcome to our very special guest and protagonist, I can say. Okay? Como momento previo al seminario, nos vamos a permitir establecer una conversación con Ashraf para que le podamos conocer de manera más directa, sobre todo en esos momentos relacionados con estos 40 años de creación de su compañía. Así que damos la bienvenida al señor Ashraf Habibullah, quien es el presidente y CEO de Computers and Structures Incorporated, y quien se hace acompañar de los señores Syed, Hasanain, quien es el vicepresidente ejecutivo de la compañía, de Asif Habibullah, director para la costa este de los Estados Unidos, y por supuesto del anfitrión, el ingeniero Nelson Morrison. Welcome to Santo Domingo. How do you feel?
Absolutely wonderful.
Great, great. So let's talk about your career and these 40 years of CSI. Debo decir que esta entrevista está siendo grabada y que posteriormente tendrá la oportunidad también de disfrutarla en detalle cuando la compañía la suba a la página de la misma, ¿no? How do you think that structural engineering is important in today's world, and what would you say has been your contribution to it?
Well, you know, structural engineering is, I think, and I think most people agree, it's the most noble profession that humanity ever created. You don't have to look very far. You see, go to any metropolitan city, or you see, just go around here, you see all these beautiful buildings that are standing. All these bridges, they're only standing because a structural engineer was involved at some point. Every monument that's built, that's a testimony to the grandeur of mankind, is only standing because of structural engineering. And structural engineers, not that they only create such wonderful structures, their education is such that they end up being, I think, some of the smartest people of the community. And they just not only produce incredible structures that will stand and contribute to the economy, they just are smart people that we just need to solve our other problems, and that's how it really works. Yeah.
And seismically talking nowadays, so it becomes such more important than ever.
Yeah, because structural engineers, not that they just don't contribute to the economy. If you look at it, structural engineers are in the business of saving human lives. Because
right.
You know, where structural engineering technology is not used, tens of thousands of people die when an earthquake comes. And when the technology is used, one person might die, and that too from a heart attack. Has nothing to do with the earthquake, you know.
Right.
So yeah, it's a very incredible profession, and a profession that has a very, very great impact on humanity.
You are recognized as a pioneer creating software, structural software for PCs. Do you see yourself the same way, and how do you feel about that?
Well, the thing is that, you know, it's nice to hear that, but let's face it, I did write the software, I did create some of it, and for the past 40 years we have been doing that. But it's one thing to start something, you know, that takes a certain level of stupidity in many ways. But for something to last 40 years, that takes genius, and that genius is not me. That genius is all of the structural engineers out there that use the software and are constantly telling us where our software needs to be improved. So the credit really belongs to them, but I'm happy to take it if they want to give it to me.
Well, you are the leader. We are sure, and we have seen that along these 40 years of CSI, you have achieved a lot. What would you say has been the greatest satisfactions?
The greatest satisfaction to me, honestly, is to come out here and see that 1,000 people show up to an event, and just the friends that you make. I love coming to conventions like this, not only to talk about the technology, which is great, but more importantly, to make new friends and to just have an incredible, wonderful time. I mean, look at it. I mean, people are wearing a badge that has my picture on it. I mean, how more wonderful can things get? You know, this is what I love. I love the people that use our software, and I just love, especially coming to the Dominican Republic. Every time I come here, the food is so wonderful, the people are so wonderful. I've only been in a day, I think I've gained 10 pounds just by, so that is the biggest satisfaction that I have. And of course, to see all of the wonderful structures that all of the structural engineers design and they get built, and our landmarks all over the place. I think that is really the most gratifying thing about my work, and that's why I've been doing it for 40 years. I will be doing it for another 50 years. So.
Great, and more, and so much more. How did CSI begin? How did you create CSI?
Well, you see, it's when I was a student at the University of California in Berkeley, and I graduated and I went to work in the profession, I found that there was a lot of research being done on campus, and that was not being used by the profession. So I approached the chairman of the division and I asked them if I could teach a course that would basically be a bridge between what was being done on campus and what was being needed by the profession. And they let me do that. And that was a very, very popular course. And after I taught the course, everybody wanted me to do their work for them. I thought that the reason I was teaching the course so that they would do it themselves, you know, but I probably was not that good a teacher. So, but that's how I was doing all these big buildings in San Francisco, and I finally decided, my God, this is, I should just start my own company, and that's how it started. And then I was using the software, doing projects. I would modify the software, make it more powerful. And then when the PCs came around in the late 70s and early 80s, I just put it onto the PC, and instantaneously it became very, very popular. And all across, especially all across Latin America, they were one of my first users in the Dominican Republic, all across South America, Mexico, and so I owe it a lot to my Latin American friends to have made me and to make CSI what it is, because they are the ones that really got us started big time. Yeah.
Could you enumerate some of the main projects that have been designed using your software?
Well, when you say main, I mean, I think every project is main, but if you mean the most famous ones that people look at,
yes.
Yeah, so, well, there's lots of them. Every stuff you see, like in the United States, the new Freedom Tower was done with that. We have a new beautiful bridge across the bay in San Francisco that was done. Then, of course, all across the Far East, you have the Petronas Towers in Malaysia, and then you have the Bird's Nest Stadium in Beijing, and then you have, of course, the Burj Khalifa, which is the tallest building in the world in the Middle East.
Yes.
So practically every major project, in somehow or the other, gets associated with our software, and that's a source of great pride, obviously. But again, like I said, it's the engineers that decide to use the product. So yeah, it's very, very gratifying, and like I said, just what the engineers have done to make CSI what it is today is much appreciated.
We understand that CSI works almost 24 hours a day. Is that true? and how it comes.
Well, the thing is, when there's no demarcation between having a good time and actually doing work.
When you enjoy your work.
When you enjoy it, there is no, this is not work.
Oh no, it's
you
not.
know, but people think I'm working, this is we're here to have a good time. And to me, these kind of events, yes, they are technical events in certain ways, but to me, they're like parties, where you come here, you go away with 2,000 new friends, and you come back next time and you have many more. So if you look at it that way, yes, we work 48 hours a day, yeah.
Would you say that probably passion and compromise with your work and toward people is part of what caused that you have been awarded so many times? And
well, if I had to take a choice between passion and intelligence, I would choose passion, because and that's what we do when you believe in what you do, then you just do it for the cause. You don't do it for the money. And if you get people to work for you that actually believe in it, because if you hire somebody to just do a job, they will work for your money. Somebody said this it was, I think, such an incredible statement that I heard on television some time ago, that if you hire somebody to just do a job, they will work for your money. But if you hire somebody that believes in what you believe in, they will work with blood, sweat, and tears. And I think those are the kind of people we have at CSI, that they so believe in what we do, in the fact that it's a profession that serves humanity. It's a profession that saves human lives. It's a profession that protects the past and builds the future. I mean, this is the profession that we belong to, and I just think that I have such incredible pride in the profession itself and in all of us that actually work for the profession. So I think, and I think that gets reflected automatically in the products, and that's what I think makes anything, whether it's CSI or any other company or a personal endeavor or piece of art you're creating, passion is paramount. And I feel that in all across Latin America is the passion that people have. Look at this, I mean, you could have just made this a small stage, put a microphone up there, and I would come in, but this is like a rock concert, and we're gonna make it a rock concert, Yeah, so it's, this is, that's the difference. That's the difference between this event and any other event that you might have.
So is that the way you pick your people at CSI?
Of course, you have to pick people that believe what you believe, and the same thing with the people that become your users. You try and send them a message which makes them not just a user but also a believer in your user. So then they acquire the software not because they want to buy it. They acquire the software because they believe in the software, and they will constantly use your software. And I think if you have a passion is such a thing that it's contagious. When you talk to somebody about what you do with a passion, they will listen, and eventually they will become a believer, and then you don't have to sell anything to them. They will acquire your software because they believe it's the right thing for them, not because you are telling them. And they will become a lifelong believer in your thing. And I think that's what makes us different, because and that is why I will work for another 50 years, because I mean, I'm going to be 70 years old pretty soon. I've been doing this for 45 years. But I'm still very excited about it, and this is what makes the difference. You come out, you meet all these incredible people, everybody wants to take a picture with you. I want to take a picture with every one of you.
And you will, and they will,
Yeah,
of course. You have still a lot of things to do and to make.
Oh, yeah.
You have been awarded as one of the most important structural engineers in the United States. How do you feel about that?
Well, like I said, it's an absolute honor to be put in that position, but I think that's a position that you are honored by the people that that love you. You know, it's not something that you do for yourself, and I just really appreciate that the love and affection that the profession showers upon us wherever we go. That's the best part of the job. It just makes life worthwhile, because life is you know, it's the beauty about structural engineering is that it's a profession for the people. It's the whole impact of the profession is associated with doing good for the people. It's about building stuff. It's about designing beautiful things. It's about making things stand up, you know, so that people can enjoy them. I mean, you go to a theater, it's designed by a structural engineer so that if an earthquake came right now, you will be able to leave with your legs intact, yeah? So that's the beauty about this profession, and I just admire everybody that graduates, especially for young structural engineers. They need to know that. They need to know how incredible a profession they have chosen and what incredible future this thing has, not just because it's a wonderful profession that serves humanity, but because the education that they get can lead them into anything that they want to do, and they will do it well because they are taught how to think logically, and they can solve any kind of problem that comes their way just by using the training that they receive. So it's wonderful, yeah.
CSI softwares are used in over 160 countries. Have you been, how many countries of that, and do you have any story that could you share with us today?
Well, yes, I mean, you know, I travel a lot because I like to meet and I do a lot of seminars, but my most wonderful story that I say all the time is that the first time we came to the Dominican Republic, there were, I think, 2,000 or 2,500 people came to the seminar. It was in a concert hall. And when we arrived there, there were people lined all the way out the door. Could have been a Madonna concert of all I care, you know, or a Shakira concert. And it was just wonderful to be there. And then after the seminar, Syed and I spent maybe 2.5 hours just signing autographs on our notes, you know. So it's you know, so you don't have to tell me that they are not superstars in structural engineers. You guys made us that, you know. So that, you know, and I always, wherever I go, I always tell them about my experience in the Dominican Republic.
Oh, thanks for that. By the way, we didn't know that you sing very well. You are such a great performer.
Well, I mean, I actually wanted to be a rock star. Engineering is just something that...
Why not? You're on time too. You're on time.
And you guys make me that with all these smoke machines and all these lights and everything, so it's really great.
You have become one of the greatest leaders in structural engineering, and so invited by many universities around the world for seminars, conferences, and how do you feel about that, thinking that you are in many ways helping the new professionals to be just like you?
Whether they want to really be exactly like me, I'm not sure.
Well, success, I mean about success.
But it's, you know, it's a, like I said, it's an honor, and I just love interacting with the younger engineers, just because they have such incredible dreams, you know. And if we can project to them that those dreams are something that they can have, and the profession has something to offer which no other profession has got, that I think is what life is about, you know, to inspire other people to achieve what they want to achieve. And I really like going to universities, and I do a lot of that, talking to younger engineers, not only just because, you know, they are future users of the software, that's one thing, of course, but the younger generation is the only generation that will go with me to a Beyonce concert, you know? Yeah. So it's very inspiring, it's very gratifying, and I'm just glad that, you know, we can get out there and do a lot of things for the, and for that reason we sponsor a lot of things associated with the younger generation. We do this annual party at CSI that you saw. I would say 50 or 60% of the crowd that comes there are all young engineers, and we want them to feel part of the engineering profession and to know that there's great things that happen in the profession, including wonderful parties, you know. Yeah.
By the way, you know, we are right now in the first university in America. This one is the first university in America.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
This is where everything began.
Such an honor. Thank you. Yeah.
Based on your experience and contributions, how would you define the future of structural engineering?
The structural engineering has been there from the time humanity started, and it's going to be there forever, because without structural engineering, you don't have the beautiful buildings, you don't have the bridges, you don't have the infrastructure, and you don't have the jobs that make an economy run. Whenever there is bad times in an economy, the structural engineering profession is the profession that creates jobs in construction and infrastructure and the things that gets the economy back on track. So whether it's during times of prosperity or whether it's during times of recession, the structural engineering profession is something that serves humanity no matter what the condition of the economy. So, and I just think that with things that are happening this day, the structural engineers, students that are graduating, this is the best time in humanity's history to graduate with all the incredible development that's going on in the area of technology. Structural engineers are poised to essentially get a degree in structural engineering and have the education to be able to think logically and then go ahead and basically do anything that they want, and they will be successful at it. I think, you know, it's just, I think everybody is capable of doing anything that they want. It just depends on how badly they want it. And I just think structural engineers are positioned to take advantage of any situation and be effective on any path that they choose, even if it's got nothing to do with structural engineering, because their logical way of thinking will guide them logically to incredible success. And I truly believe that, and I've experienced it myself. You know, I work with some really brilliant people, and I don't consider myself the most brilliant in the world because I know I work with genius level people, but I know that the structural engineering education gave me the capability to think logically and make decisions that have led us to the success that we have, you know. So.
Well, thank you very much, not just for the interview, but for being here, for what you have done and are doing with your companions at CSI. And we're sure that today is going to be an awesome day.
Oh, thank you
very much.